Hey, today, this is your boy Rich, and I'm here with my very special guest, Rajesh, the co-founder of Boon.Tech, the new ICO. How you doing today, Rajesh?
Thank you very much, Rich. I really appreciate you let me get on your channel. I'm a big follower of you. I watched your videos, and I think we have a lot to bring to the table for you as well as for your followers. I really appreciate that. I think that we have an amazing project, and I want your followers to know about our project. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking your time and inviting me to your channel. I really do.
Great. Well, one of the things that we love to do here on Rich TV Live is we love to uncover undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed opportunities. Now, what we also like to do are find companies that are solving a real life problem.
Yes.
What is the problem that your company is solving?
Okay, so we are a decentralized micro job platform on blockchain. And this industry is really huge. It is $1.4 trillion a year, and majority of the market share is owned by a couple of corporations. But one is Upwork and one is Fiverr. They have a combined market cap of $1.4 billion dollars, but they lack a lot of things which we bring into the table. So the blockchain allow us to completely eliminate the service fee in our platform. Upwork and Fiverr charges 20% service fee. Just think about that. 20%. That is completely insane, you know? And we don't have any service fee. So without blockchain, it is not possible. So we are one of the very few projects we actually use blockchain in our business model. So that is one aspect. Another aspect of all these platforms are they don't have any intelligence to match the best freelancer for a client. So they have a rating system from 1 to 5. But we have incorporated artificial intelligence into our platform. We are using IBM Watson's AI to solve this problem. So for example, I have to explain this from an example standpoint. Let's say that you are a client and you rate the freelancers all the time like 5 stars. I mean, that is what you do. You know, you feel bad and you rate 5 stars to all the freelancers. So from a client like that, if you get a 5 star, you may not be in par with the other person who's actually better than you as a freelancer who got a 5 star. And what we do is we study the behavior of a client. So for example, he always gives 5 star, but he gives one freelancer 1 star, and that is a big event. In the present platform, that intelligence is not there, and this is huge because from the score of 1 to 5, if there is a deviation in the pattern of the user, and that is a big deal. That is what AI solves, and we will have that intelligence into our platform. And our rating is between 1 to 100. We have AIQ, which is a score from 1 to 100. So it is not just 5 stars, and that will give you the best match for a job, and you will get the best freelancers if you're a client. And for a best freelancer, they will work with good clients as well, because usually good clients will pay you better. So it is a win-win for everybody, whoever is involved in our platform. So those are a couple of huge addition in our platform, which you don't find in any other platform. Another major problem with freelance marketplace is the language barrier. So there are so many freelancers from China, as an example, and they want to communicate with the clients in US. And on Upwork, they try to speak in English, and sometimes the client don't understand, and vice versa. We have AI into translating whatever the language the person is talking to English and vice versa, or whatever the language between two people. So that means even if your communication is bad in English, or the language of the client, you will find the best client in our platform. And that is a big barrier in our micro job platform right now, because that is one of the major complaints you hear from the clients. That, there is a communication problem. Actually, there is no communication problem. You communicate very well in your own language, but when it comes to another language, you have a problem. So that we solve using AI. And and another aspect is we have every feature in all the other platforms. Plus, we give more. For example, Upwork has a barrier of 60 bits a month. We give 200 bits a month for free. And after that, Upwork charges $2 a bit. We charge we charge 1 cent for a bid. So now you ask, what is our revenue model, which is very important for a business to succeed. We have two revenue models, which is a membership plan. We have 3 tiers of membership for freelancers and 2 tiers for employers. So that is one of our revenue model. Another revenue model is something called bid highlights. So it is exactly same like Google AdWords. So whenever you search on Google, every search term you have 1, 2, 3 ads, and Google charges different price for that position. And depending on the keywords, they charge us differently. And same with us. If a client posts a project, if you want your bid on top, you pay us a little bit, and we will put your bid on top. We will have 3 positions, and that is a big revenue model. Actually, Google survives basically from that alone. That is a huge revenue. So we do that, and this kind of features is not present in all the platforms. For example, Upwork doesn't have it, but freelancer.com have it. So we have clubbed all the best features in all the platform and put it into one, and and we created this platform. This is the first in the world who incorporated AI into a micro job platform. Actually, we have done the so we have ID verification using AI, which is not there in any of the other platform. So those are the problems we solve and our solution.
Now, I did some research, Rajesh, and you've lately associated your company to monsters like Airbnb. Don't you think that's a little bit too ambitious?
Yes, I agree. But what we are planning to do is we are trying to do what Airbnb has done to the rental or the housing market. So what they did is they took out the middleman. They took out the middleman in that industry. So what we are trying to do, and not only that, they introduced the reviewing system. They have better communication between uh, um, the both parties involved. So it's also a marketplace, and we are also a marketplace. And Airbnb is a billion-dollar company, so I think we have a chance of, I would say that like a 98% chance to become a billion-dollar company. And I say that because of 2 reasons. One is there is no other platform like us is it a legacy platform or a blockchain platform which addresses the issues. And the second thing is by looking at the numbers, Fiverr and Upwork, the top players in the market, has a combined market cap of $1.3 billion, and the gig economy or the freelance economy is $1.4 trillion in a year. And if we just capture like uh, 1/10th of that market, and we have all the ammunition to do that, um, to capture that market. So in the same sense, I need to explain a couple of things which any of the other projects are not addressing to to become a successful project in any vertical, even if it's blockchain or any other legacy platforms, legacy market. There are 2 important aspects. One is especially in cryptocurrency, you need to address the fluctuation of cryptocurrency. So almost every other platform kind of assumes that Ether value or BTC value always gonna go up. It never comes down. So people who is actually paying on the platform is worried that their value will go down, and what happens to their money. So we have something called hedging. It's a financial term. Basically you hedge against a more stable currency, which is US dollars in this case. So in our platform, if somebody hires someone for a project, what we do is we convert that into Boon dollars, which is pegged to USD. So for example, if a client pays $1,000 today, And after 2 weeks, if the Ether value goes down or goes up, the person who accepted the job will get the same amount of money in USD. So that is $1,000. So that means if for the users who is using our platform doesn't have to worry about fluctuations. And we have a patent pending on that technology. So that means a couple of things. One is like for the users, they don't have to worry about using our platform or hoping that the Ether value goes down, they're okay, or goes up, they're okay. And any other platforms, they can just compete in the US market. We are a US based company, and they can just one day decide that, oh, Boon is using this. We are going to use that and compete with us, which is not possible. So we did our research. There is no patent pending for this type of technology. We developed that in house, and so that is one advantage. Another aspect to become a project to be successful is that we need to bring users to our platform, for especially from the legacy platform like Upwork and Fiverr. There are a lot of freelancers on that platform which has a credible profile. So you have to work really hard for like 2 years to become a to have a good profile, and they don't have any incentive to come to our platform because they lose their credibility in our platform if they have to start from scratch. So what we have done is we allow freelancers to import their profile into our platform. That means as a new person, you don't start from scratch, and we don't have any service fee. So there is no friction for people to use it. At least they can try, you know. And the client who wants to hire a freelancer, he will see that, oh, okay, he is very credible in other platform, and I can actually trust him with my project. And that is huge as a freelancer, because it takes a lot of sweat to build a good profile in any platform, because this field is very, very competitive and very cutthroat. So if somebody has to start from scratch in our platform, they won't. So we have that covered in the sense that any users in our platform don't have to start from scratch, and that is a huge deal. So that are the two main pain points of mainstream to use blockchain, and we have solved that. And I think that will go a long way. So that is the reason I said that we have a potential to become a $1 billion company like Airbnb. So I didn't throw out just like that. We have very good reasons for that, and and that is why I compare ourselves to Airbnb.
How, I know you've touched on this already, but maybe you want to touch on it a little bit deeper. How is your project different from the contemporary options that we already have in the space?
Okay, so for example, one is the price, and which is huge compared 0 to 20%. So if you earn $100,000, you get only $80,000, and that is a big chunk, you know. And and so you have everything you earn in your pocket, and blockchain actually allows that. So that is one reason we are one of the very few projects who actually need blockchain to make this possible. So that is one aspect. And the second thing is our AI intelligence. So you will actually get the best suitable candidate to do your job. And and same thing for the freelancers as well. They will get to work with the best clients. For example, there are a few clients, they create a lot of projects and they don't have audit. You just do it, they talk to people, time wasters, you know. And there are so many freelancers who talk to a lot of clients, but they don't accept the project, or at the last moment they think that, oh, they can't do it. So if you do that in our platform, your AIQ goes down, but that doesn't affect in any other platforms right now. They don't have it, something like that, you know. So our rating is between 1 to 100, not 1 to 5. And that is very huge, like that is humongous, basically, because um, you can make, so this is like a decision making process, right? If you have something to rate between 1 to 100, and between, or you compare that to 1 to 5, you will get a better score if you do 1 to 100, which we don't have in any other platform. And we give every feature which is presently in all the other platforms, plus more. For example, in our roadmap, we are going to integrate bug tracking system and project management system, which Upwork cannot do because that Upwork is a legacy platform. Any legacy platform cannot do that, because if client and freelancers starts to communicate directly outside of their platform, they don't need Upwork. But in our case, they use our platform for repeat business, basically because we give rewards for the top earners and top spenders in our platform. So there is an incentive to use our platform, and that is absent in any other platform. Even other there are some other blockchain platform like ours. They don't have, the users don't have any incentive to use that platform because they charge a fee. We don't. So we have more incentive and to use our platform, which is completely absent in any other competitors of ours. And then we have hedging. Hedging is something we hedge against the US dollars, which is the most stable currency. I know that everybody loves blockchain, but we have to accept the reality, which is the cryptocurrency is very fluctuating. So we have to, we cannot ignore that when it especially comes to people's money. So they love blockchain, but when they start losing money, they don't love it anymore.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so we address that. So we have hedging in our platform, so people don't have a problem in migrating our platform. I believe that this will be a start of using of all the other projects using the same technology. Because I don't think nobody has addressed this. They always assume that Ether is going to go up, nothing is going to change. But that is not reality. Ether goes up and down. For example, Ether was $350 like 2 weeks back. Now it is 470. It could go back to 350.
Of course.
But yeah, so we address that, and that is not in any other platform.
Let me ask you a question, Rajesh. Now, why do you require blockchain for this project? Can't we do this without the blockchain?
Actually, no. We cannot do this without the blockchain. So that is what I was telling before. We are one of the very few projects who actually uses blockchain. So it is not like we found blockchain and we made a use case. It is the opposite. When we found the blockchain, so we had the use case and we could make it better using blockchain. So blockchain allow us to completely eliminate the middleman. We have a trust factor between two parties. That is one thing. The other thing is the transaction fee. The Ether transaction fee is like 20 cents for $1,000, and Upwork and Freelancers charges you for $1,000. They charges you $200 service. Just compare 20 cents to $200. So so blockchain allow us to do that. And so talking about blockchain, there is one more aspect a lot of people ignore, which is the speed of blockchain. Ether blockchain sometimes get clogged, and the transaction is going to be very slow, and people don't even talk about it. They just kind of like ignore it. But we have two blockchains. We use Ether blockchain for transaction until we get the funds, and once the funds is in our place, we use our own blockchain to transact between the users. So it is lightning fast. So we have a private blockchain for that. So there is no clogging. Sometimes Ether has clogging on their blockchains, and we don't have that. And not only that, we use our private blockchain to manage the rewards, the membership details, and all those things. And so I forgot that actually. So we addressed that as well. We don't depend on Ethereum blockchain all the time for the operations inside our platform, which makes our platform super fast.
Very good. Now, blockchain has many drawbacks like speed of transactions,
Yeah.
adaptability in the mainstream, etc. Your project is entirely dependent on these factors. What are your solutions to these hurdles?
Okay. So yeah, that is those are the three main points for adaptability of blockchain in mainstream. One is that people doesn't know, and even if they know, if they try their first transaction, it takes 2 hours. Sometimes BTC blockchain takes like 2 hours. So that is one thing we solve. We have two blockchains. One is private, which is really fast, and another aspect is people don't have a lot of incentive to use a blockchain platform if they are comfortable with their legacy platform. So they need something big and something better to come to the block to migrate to blockchain platform. So which we give in terms of service fee, and then so we can they don't use, and for example in our case a client or freelancer don't use their credibility which they built in any other platform when they migrate. So we allow them to migrate their reviews into our reviews and ratings into our platform. That means they are not starting from scratch, they are starting from where they are on the present platform. So that means there is no friction for people to join our platform. Another aspect is the fluctuation in the cryptocurrency. We address that. So those are the main three factors I feel people will allow to use our platform if they don't know the difference. You know.
Very good.
So
How do you plan to bring the users in Upwork and Fiverr, your main competitors, to your platform, and why should they migrate?
okay, so one of the couple of aspects for people to migrate to blockchain. One is they have built a good profile, or they have a history in Upwork. So when they migrate to Boon, they will lose everything. So they have to start from scratch. I mean, not to Boon, to any other platform, they have to start from scratch. This is true for any other project. You know, for example, let's say that they come up with a new wallet, right? So they have some history with some other wallet, and they will lose that when they come to a new wallet. So if that company allows the user to get their whole history into their platform, then that means it is not starting from day one. So that is like you have already have the platform, already have the credibility. You have achieved somewhere in the new platform. So that is what we do. So we allow to import the history of all the users into our platform. So that means there's no friction. You know, they can use our platform just like they are using Upwork. That is one thing. And the second thing is there's no transaction fee. So nobody likes to give 20% of what they earn
No,
to a company.
of course not.
Yeah. And even PayPal can compete with us. PayPal has a 3% fee, and we don't. Ether transaction is like 20 cents. So that is one big aspect, and this is very big for short players, like sorry, not short, small players. For example, Fiverr. The main concept of Fiverr is it's all $5 gigs. There are a lot of $5 gigs.
That's right.
So if you work for $5 and you give $1 to the company as 20% fee, that is not true, and that is not good. And for the clients, they charge 3% fee, so that is not included in this. So clients has also have a lot of incentives to come to our platform, and as well as the freelancer. So we address all these three major factors for people to adopt blockchain in our platform. So that makes our project very special case. I have never seen a project who address all these concerns of the users. So they have a good use case, they have great concept idea, but they don't address how they are going to bring the clients into the platform, and that is how to grow your business.
Absolutely. Uh,
Yeah,
you have a patent pending technology to
yeah.
eliminate fluctuations in cryptocurrency. Can you shed a little bit more light in this phenomenon?
Okay, sure. So hedging is a financial term, which means basically you hedge against a more stable asset or entity to cut your losses. So that is what hedging is, and we borrowed that word, the term from financial sector. In our platform, when somebody deposit $1,000 and hire a freelancer to do a web design, for example, for $1,000. And the client needs to know that he will get the value for $1,000 after he completed the project. So for example, today Ether is 375, and after 2 weeks it goes down to, 475. After 2 weeks it goes to 400. So the client should know that the freelancer he's working with won't walk away, because if he loses money, he just walk away, because that is better for him rather than paying from his pocket to do a project. So what we do is whenever a client put his money in the escrow, we convert that into Boon dollars. And that technology is called hedging. So Boon dollars is pegged to USD. So we have developed some some logic in our platform which we hedge against USD. So using a couple of other APIs and some of our inbuilt logic. So when a client put $1,000 today, after 2 weeks, it is same $1,000. And whatever the value of Ether after 2 weeks, it is not affected. And if the Ether goes down to $400, so $1,000 become 2.5. And that is what the freelancer will get. And if the Ether value goes up to $600, then the freelancer get um, less Ether, but the same value. And we give the money back to the client, whatever the difference in Ether is. So everybody is happy, you know?
So Rajesh, am I assuming that you are using your tokens to mitigate your risk, essentially?
No, 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 no.
Like, like,
There are two tokens. One is Boon tokens. That is the one we exchange in our exchange
yeah.
in for value. But Boon dollars, you cannot take the Boon dollars out of our platform. That is just a concept,
For,
and we call it Boon dollars because people relate um, money value to dollars.
that's
So it's for example, for you, you have a TV in the back, right? It might have cost like $1,500. But if I tell you that TV costs 3.25 Ether, you don't have that sense. You can't really quantify that amount,
that's
you know? So we call that Boon dollars so that people understand the value, you know?
they can
And
quantify it.
so that is another thing. So no other platform has this type um, of techniques to make it useful for the users, because uh, you have to go to another site to convert that 3.25 ether into USD and realize that, oh, it's like $1,500, you know. But in Boon dollars, you will have that it is pegged to USD. $1,500 is $1,500. It's not an ether. So whoever in our platform see it as dollars, so which makes their life so easy. They don't have any. Basically, our policy is eliminate as much friction as possible for the users to bring it more usability into our platform. So they don't feel like they are using a blockchain platform, you know?
Definitely.
So that is
Uh, Sorry, can you tell me a little bit about your team and your advisors?
okay. So I am a technical person. So I have before I started my own company, I had 16 years of experience in IT. So I worked for GE, Oracle, and IBM. And I quit IBM and started my own company in 2014. And all of our teammates are so I have few teammates from Oracle. Bobby is from Oracle, and we have a couple of guys from Thomson Reuters, um, Sunil and Vinayak, and we have Rob Gonzalez. He owned um, the UTC exchange, the first UTC exchange in Texas. So I realized that for investors especially, we need to be listed in the exchange to have the value for their investment. So yeah, Sunil, he's from Thomson. He works in the blockchain in Thomson, and and we have Rob, like I was explaining about Rob. So he owned the um, UTC exchange, the first UTC exchange in Texas. So I just want to make sure that our coins will be listed on the exchanges. So he does the marketing. Govind, he's a marketing person as well. He owns like 5 apps, and he knows how to get downloads for the apps in the App Store. So we have him. He's a marketing guy based in California. And Bobby, he was my colleague in Oracle. Actually, we both worked at Oracle as well as IBM. So, but he did IBM first and came to Oracle. So I did the reverse. Um, and he's our database guy. We need to have Vinayak is our security guy. He works for Thomson, and security is also very important. We have another company I work with for the security of the company. Sorry, of the site. This is Rob. He owned the first Bitcoin exchange in Texas, and I hope he will get us into some of the exchanges. Um, uh, so that is our team, and we have some advisors. So we have some big names like VP of IBM, Oracle, Citibank, GE Capital in our team. We have Walter. takes care of the Southeast Asia operations. He's in Indonesia, so we have a lot of freelancers in that area. So we need to grow there. So we have Walter, we have Reese. Actually, I haven't put um, his profile on the website. I'll do that. Sorry, Reese. Um, so he's in California. He's kind of like a blockchain speaker, and he's well known in the community. And we have Brian. So he has a AI platform um, on for investors, Haid. So I'm also working with him for AI as well as he's a businessman. So I like to take his advices. So that is our team. I believe we have a very good team and very good advisors. Actually, the IBM vice president is advising us to integrate with IBM Watson. So he has some exposure with IBM Watson. I'm also working with a couple of IBM guys who works with Watson in IBM. So that is really helpful. So Greg actually made it happen. So thank you, Greg. So that is basically our team, and hopefully we will all go to the moon. Right?
Well, I like the fact that you have a team, that your company's not uh, anonymous like a lot of other coins are
Oh yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
And I like the fact that you have a team of specialists that are in the technology field that have run exchanges. You're definitely doing the right thing, accumulating a team of specialized experts in their field. So I really like that. I was really impressed with your white paper. I've seen a lot of white papers. I do a lot of reviews. I really thought it was very well done. Now, the biggest thing for me is coin supply. So let's
Yes.
talk about this, because
Yeah.
I structure a lot of companies, private, public, ICOs, and I do not like anything with over 100 million. Okay, I'm going to tell you straight. So
Like number of coins.
yes, and there's a reason for it, because it's all about dilution in the marketplace. Now, you may have a plan for that, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the token metrics. Let's get into that.
Okay, great. Yeah, so basically what I did is before coming up with the token metrics, I studied like top 15 ICO ever and their metrics and incorporated that into our token metrics. So one of the very successful project is 0x. So they have a total supply of 1 billion, and when they went to the market, their token price was 5 cents and ours is 4 cents. And this will actually help to diversify our users in the sense that token buyers, anybody can invest 4 cents, you know. And I believe that the most important number is the ratio of the number of tokens as well as how much tokens are in the
Yes.
market. So we give 50% in the ICO market. So that is a very good number. All the successful ICO had at least 50% they give out to the public. Anything less than that, it's not a good number, good metrics. So I reversed engineer all these numbers and come up with our metrics. So the main reason to increase our number of coins is to reduce the price of each coin so that poor people like anybody who is interested in our coin I want them to invest in our project, and I don't want them to pass on our project because our coin price is high. So that is one thing. And another thing is there will not there we don't nobody's going to dump our coin because we have a max cap of $6,000 one person can invest, like a personal
Wow.
cap, which means that nobody owns $1 million value of
No
tokens.
whales.
Maximum
No
is
whales.
hmm? No whales.
No whales.
Yeah. So those are the main parameters. But I understand where you're coming from. If there are so many coins in the market, there is more chance to get it dumped. But if you address the other areas, if you address the area where you give a lot of coins to the public, and you make sure that not one person is holding um, a lot of coins. So there are a couple of other projects which has trillions of I think Kin or Kick, they have $1 trillion trillion coins, and that is insane. But I'm not. I'm just saying that we want $1 million. Um, and Ripple. Ripple has a lot of
Yes,
coins.
they do.
Um,
Are some
yes.
examples that have to have more coins for specific reasons? And I like your answer because I do believe that it is the whales in the marketplace that are going to generate most of the sell-offs, most of the. They're going to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
bringing the price down. They're going to be taking it up. They're going to artificially play with the price. So I like your
Yeah.
idea of having smaller people get in. The average person,
Yes. Yes.
single mom, single dad, students,
Yes.
retirees. I
Yes.
like that. And
Exactly.
I also
And
think it's important to give incentives. So what does the value how does the value of the coin go up? What's in it for the investors? Most of the Rich TV Live audience wants to
very
know
good
how to make
question.
money. So how do we make
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
buying your
So
coin?
I got it. Got it. So I also want to mention about the coin being dumped. Okay. So for example, if nobody owns 1 million coins of Boon, it's let's say that even if the coin goes down, I can go in and set up a buy wall. You know, and that buy wall won't be high. I don't have to spend a lot of money to build that buy wall if the coin is dispersed among the public. Okay, so and that also helps me to build that buy wall when the coin price is low, and if nobody is dumping
That's right.
$1 million, maximum they can do is like 6,000. So by my buy wall will be very low. Okay, so that are the advantages of having a little bit more
Okay.
coins. And if I have only few coins, then the price of one coin will be high and my buy wall will be high. you know so that is one more reason we have more coins. Okay, and but now I will address the your question of what is in it for the investors. So basically, every business, all the coin value should ideally go up when the business expands. But that is not what is happening in blockchain. I'm completely aware of that. But in our case, we have a solid business plan, we have a solid revenue plan, we are giving something amazing which no other platforms are giving out, and there is no friction for anybody to join our platform. There is no friction for people who has the fear of losing money if they come to the blockchain. So all these parameters added, um, and there is no chance of our coin being dumped when it's on the exchange. So if you add all these parameters, our business should grow. So that is one of the reason I equated Airbnb to our platform, because we plan to become the next Airbnb in this space, and it is the same kind of market cap in the Airbnb field as well as in ours. Actually, I think we have more because more people work than more people stay. But I don't know the numbers, but I'm just using my logic. For example, in a house there will be four people working, but they just need only one house. So but I don't know that metrics, but I'm just trying to say that we address a big, and one more thing is, according to the metrics, by 2027, majority of the workers will be freelancers, and the millennials are leading the way. Right now, 47% millennials
Wow.
freelance, and that is the highest among all
Wow.
generations. And yeah, wow, that is, nobody knows this. You have to dig into a little bit of statistics. Then you realize that, for example, take the case of you, Rich. You're actually a
Of
freelancer.
course. I mean, 100%.
Yeah,
I was just thinking that
yeah, yeah.
everybody that's on YouTuber, everyone that's on YouTube, everyone that's a content creator is a freelancer. And
Yes, yes,
we are living in a world now where people don't want bosses anymore.
definitely. But so if in your regular conversation, you never use that word as freelancer.
Never. Never.
In a normal conversation, you don't feel that you're like a
No. No.
freelancer. You don't define it yourself, but you are actually a
Absolutely.
freelancer. So the world is moving towards that, and AI is a 250 billion market by 2020. So I want to partner with some of the AI projects, which is in the blockchain space. I'm talking to some few people already, but I don't want to mention that because we don't have a deal yet. But so combine the AI market with our micro job platform. I don't see any. Is Can you find any reason which you see it as a roadblock to become a huge company? From you have seen a lot of projects,
Well,
right?
I think that
So
looking at it, I love Fiverr. I just started using it, and it is so good. And like you said, $5 projects, like $5 intros, $5 outros, social media campaigns, marketing campaigns, little gadgets. I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty brilliant. So, and I just started on Fiverr, and I agree with you. I have a huge social media platform on LinkedIn, almost 10,000 members, and I want to just move it over. I don't want to start fresh. So I haven't
yeah, yeah,
started
exactly.
fresh. Because of that, I haven't set up my profile because I don't want to start over with 0 followers and 0 members when I have thousands of subscribers and thousands of people follow me everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah.
So from that perspective, I think that's brilliant, first of all. Secondly, offering rewards is going to generate tons of new business, tons of new people, because I know for me, whenever I find a company that's an ICO and they offer rewards, right away I'm excited because I'm thinking, oh, wow, I got a large membership. I can take a referral link, send it out to my community on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and I'm instantly going to generate revenue.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. And so that is the beauty of
That's
blockchain.
right.
So I missed that point when you asked me why do we need blockchain. So blockchain will allow us to do that, which a legacy business model doesn't. And not only that, you have a big following on YouTube. I don't know whether you're generating any money from YouTube, but most probably you do.
Really.
And you're
Not on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is a great platform to generate exposure, but as far as
yeah.
making money on the YouTube platform, the only way you're making at least $1,000 a day is if you're doing about 1 million views a day. So that's
Wow.
kind of how to make
Okay.
money on YouTube, to give you an idea. You make about
Yeah.
$1,000 for each 1 million views. So I'm at the point now where
Yeah.
I don't even monetize my videos anymore because I don't want my viewers to feel like they have to keep clicking on all these ads. And
Wow. Exactly.
so
Yeah.
there's different YouTubers do it differently, but I'm not interested in making money on YouTube. I use YouTube as more of a platform to generate exposure.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. So I was about to say that. So if let's say that you are generating money on YouTube, and they can cut you off in
Yeah,
1 day, you know. So I know a lot of people, they lost their Twitter account and they don't even know what the reason is. And blockchain actually saves you from that, you know. And we have ID recognition, ID verification. So we use AI for that. I don't know whether I mentioned that. So our platform is really next generation in terms of any micro job platform out there. So uh, we give a lot of features for the users which no other platforms offer, and we don't have. So basically, I was really focused on eliminating the drawback of our main competitors, like legacy competitors. And I just don't want any friction for anybody to join our platform. So for example, your LinkedIn example is a very good example, and anybody can relate who has a little bit of followers in any platform, so they don't. For example, you have some followers on YouTube, you don't want to migrate to a blockchain platform basically because you lose all the eyeballs on your
that's
videos. But if there is a blockchain platform which will allow you to import your followers into their platform, you have no problem going to that
absolutely.
platform. And not only that, especially if blockchain guys, they love it. They love that. They want to use the blockchain platform. They have more incentivized or more excited to use blockchain platform. But when real life is affected, they don't love blockchain that much. You know.
Absolutely.
So we
Rajesh,
yeah.
we've been live for 44 minutes, so we're going to have to wrap it up pretty
Oh,
soon
wow.
because we want people to watch this. And usually when there's videos this long, people aren't going to watch a whole video, but it's been a very entertaining video. I have one question I want to ask from the audience. It says, this is from Nick Trussolino. Earlier you said your revenue stream are a membership model for freelancers and businesses. Have you thought of a pay-per-use model? Your thoughts?
Yes, actually, we do have pay-per-views, not pay-per-use. We have pay-per-views. For example, for a bid highlight, it is pay-per-view. So when your bid is highlighted for one project, we get the money. It's exactly like a Google AdWords. So you view it, you click on it, I get paid. So it's the same revenue model of Google, which is very, very successful. And one more thing is, I don't want to reinvent the wheel. If something is successful, I am not ashamed to say that, oh, I'm going to copy that. And I am going to copy that. So I am going to copy a billion-dollar successful company like Google with no shame. So we exactly did that
That's
with
smart.
Google.
Hey, listen, you know what? There's no shame in taking anything that's good from anything that's
Yes,
existing, that's successful, and
exactly.
then putting in some patents like you're doing, putting in some proprietary information that you're doing, and making it your own and making it unique. I believe all the companies that have ever been created are all a combination of other ideas plus unique ideas, right?
Yeah, and if you look at, so I used to work for Oracle. Oracle will go on a buying spree. They buy, like, they spend like $5 billion to buy like 30 companies.
Yep.
So Oracle had a huge competition with MySQL. That was a free database. What they did is they just go
Yeah,
and buy it.
exactly.
So you can really say that, okay, so that idea is good, and we are not going to utilize it. They have money, so they buy it. I don't have that $1 billion, so I just use it. So that's the only difference.
Rajesh, do you
Yeah.
have any
So
last thoughts or anything last you want to leave with the investors, the audience, some of the people that are interested in maybe buying into your ICO, people that are interested in buying the coin? Anything that you want to leave with them before we go?
yes, so basically, in our project, I have tried to address all the pain points of blockchain, all the pain points of the users in the legacy platform, and make our black platform fantastic and a one level high, like a next generation platform in microjob marketplace. So I am pretty sure that if our if our plans goes as well, in the sense that if we do our marketing very well, which is what I need the money for, do the marketing, because I'm competing with billion-dollar companies. And if that goes well, if we get some exposure, and if we do that properly, so we will be the next Airbnb for sure. And in this space, okay, I'm not competing with Airbnb, but in this space. So whoever who is going to invest in our project, they will. I'm pro about investment, in the sense that before coming into the blockchain as a creator of a project, I used to invest a lot, and not a lot, but I used to invest, and so I know the value from an investor standpoint. I have tried to address all those issues. Your investment will not go down. So we have, the main thing is, like, we have a $6,000 cap. So no, there are no whales. So you don't have to fear about your coin getting dumped. We have somebody from exchange experience in our team. So we are working really hard to get listed on very good exchanges. And we have a law firm, Paul Hastings, that is the most premium law firm in the US, especially in the ICO world. Paul Hastings don't take on a project if they think that our project is bad, and they are working with us. They did Filecoin, one of the biggest ICO, and they are a firm with 75 years in legal vertical. So they don't take on projects. They have enough projects. They don't take on projects like us if they don't believe in us. So what I'm trying to say is, if you look at it from any angle, you don't have a better investment today. And I say that very sincerely, in the sense that I do love our investors. And Rich, we will try to work something out for your followers, like give them a code or something, so that I can give them a little bit more bonus from from the present situation. So I want to thank you for your time. So, I want you to also benefit. So basically, I believe in providing value to whoever coming into my life, and I want to do that for our investors.
Oh, that sounds great. I know that our investors and our community would be very excited to be a part of this project, very excited to be a part of your company. We'll be watching it very closely. We are here, so hopefully we can do this again, and we can
Sure.
do this on a consistent basis to show your progress. That's what I really love to do
Oh,
here on Rich
definitely.
TV
Yes.
Live. We don't like to do one-off videos, one-off interviews. We kind of are more long-term players as
Yeah, I
investors.
understand. Yeah, repetition is good. Repetition is good, Rich.
Plus, I mean, if you look at all my videos, you will see that I've picked a lot of winners. Whether it's stocks
Yes,
or
yes. I know about you. Do you know I reached out to you? You didn't reach out to me.
yeah, and it's because we spend the time. You know, I have a lot of people around me. They're always giving me picks. They're always wanting me to talk about their company. I'm very selective with the companies that I pick and choose. I like to look for technology companies. I like to look for groundbreaking opportunities. I like to look for something that's revolutionary. And that's why we were excited about interviewing you and bringing you on our show. We don't like to just bring anybody on the show. We're very selective,
Right.
and we're very impressed with Boon.Tech. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate the time. I've learned a lot about your company today. I'm going to continue to learn about your company, and hopefully we can do it again very soon.
Okay, thank you, Rich. And I like that you mentioned progress because we already have ID verification in our system, like integrated ID verification. But it's in our staging, so I'll make it live. But in next before the end of 2 weeks, we have all the AI part integrated. So actually, what happened with our project was when we started, we didn't have AI, but then our IBM VP he suggested that, hey Raj, we have Watson. Why are you now using it? So I did some research and realized that this is going to be amazing if we have this AI into our platform, which can make our platform so much better. Like it's beyond comparison. It's kind of like bringing a stick to the fireflies, all the other projects. So thank you very much. I like that offer. I would love to talk to you again. And thank you very much for your time. I know that for people like you, time is the most critical. And thank you for allowing me to explain the project in very detailed. And whoever watches your video will benefit from it. And again, I want to mention that I would love to provide value to whoever coming into my life, and you and your followers hopefully will come into my life.
That's
Thank you very
awesome.
much.
And guys, we will have links after this video. We will make sure this is edited. We will have links to all of Rajesh's top websites, white paper, everything you're looking for in the description of this video. Thank you all for watching. Please make sure you like this video and you subscribe to Rich TV Live. Please go to Boon.Tech and take a look at the website, take a look at the token sale, take a look at the platform, and if you like it, sign up and join the platform, guys. It's revolutionary. Thank you, Rajesh, for joining us. We wish you all the best of luck, and we look forward
Thank you very
to
much. Thank you very
talking to you
much.
very soon, my friend.
Sure.
Have a great
Definitely.
day.
You too. Have a
Cheers.
great day. Yeah, bye.